Yo, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. It is Tuesday, December 17th. I'm 1 year older. Bitcoin's about to make a new all-time high. Retail sales data comes in crushing expectations, but there's a little something you need to know about that. We'll talk about it. But I'm watching right now, right there, Bitcoin about to make a new birthday all-time high for me. It would be a great birthday gift. I love it. Let's get into this data today, guys. We're going to talk about it, break it all down, look at some news, look at some charts, look at some economic data, because that's what we do best here on the Morning Market Report. Let's get it, guys. Class is in session. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. This is the show where we bring you guys all this economic data, news, headlines, everything you need, tie it all into technical analysis, and give you guys some price predictions. Watching closely today, guys, on this chart here, getting a nice little pump up and about to hit that all-time high again. I'm waiting. I got an alert set. We're going to celebrate it together for my birthday. We're going to celebrate Bitcoin today. We're also going to celebrate Satoshi Nakamoto today. If you guys don't know, he just became the 15th richest man on the planet, surpassing Bill Gates. He's number 15 now. Bill Gates, number 16. Satoshi Nakamoto, the unknown person, came up and quietly said, "Sir, you're in my seat." So, guys, let's jump over, though, to the duo can, because I am not celebrating my birthday alone today. I've got the OC guy. What's up, bro?
Not much, my friend. And
Double kill.
nice.
Yes, the double
There you
kill.
go. I don't have the party thing, but if you can play it for me, we'll celebrate a little while. So happy birthday, my friend. And
I don't even
wish
know if I
you
have the
for
party
a
thing
nice.
in here. I don't know. I have to look and see. I got a lot of different settings in there, but I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Shout out to everybody in the chat that's joining me today. We got Buck in here, Donato Cabrera, Kyle Phils, James M, Alexandra G, the Mod Queen, BC Port Corp is in here. Great show this morning, by the way, bro. I checked it out while I was prepping for today. If you guys don't know, BC Port Corp, the morning show. Good morning, crypto, right here on Piper Academy Network. We got crypto trades in here. He said it's the goat's birthday. No, that is Crypto Billy. He is the Billy goat. I'm just a guy talking TA and market economics. That's it. Who else we got in here? Username in here with us today. We got Crypto Coin Mindset, Trade Intuition, the host of the Trade Academy here on Piper Academy. Who else we got? I know we got a lot of other ones. Harp, Buck, I said him, Average Crypto Joe. Guys, I appreciate all of you guys joining me and celebrating the birthday with me. Oh, I got holy crapola. Alexandra G with the $50 super chat saying, "Happy birthday, Army Piper. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for all you do." No, thank you, Alexandra G. That is very not sweet of you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Brace. Hold on. I got to go over here. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. I just got a super chat from Retro Mike, who believes we are the inferior show on Piper Academy Network. Much love to you, Retro Mike Tech. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, Trent Brock in here. I got a lot of people in here. I appreciate everyone with the happy birthday shout outs. I love all of you guys, but we got to get this info out. We got to get into some news, and we got to break down these charts, because I'm sure you guys, I appreciate all the birthday love. I do. And you guys can continue to do that in chat. I just can't sit and address it all. I have got to get into some data, because I'm sure you guys came here for some knowledge, right? Knowledge is profit. Let's get it. Let's go. OC, we're jumping over to the news. We'll be right back. Here we go, guys. Looking at the news. All the news is fit to be news. I got to move some stuff around here. I was not prepared, evidently, today. Let's go talk about the crypto levels, where we are. Is that it? Nope, a little bit too far. Right there. There we go. We are sitting on market cap right now, and I think this has actually changed a little bit. It's 3.93. That said, yeah, 3.94. It did. $3.94 trillion is the market cap currently of crypto. A lot of volume in the last 24 hours, about 15.3% upside volume today. Jumping over to check out X here to get that Bitcoin dominance, 56.3%. Ethereum at 12.8%, and that fear and greed index is sitting at 81. Yesterday we were in 80, so we're getting that move up there of some greed increase. 81 is where we're sitting at. 62 out of 100 here on the altcoin season, pulling back a little bit because of that Bitcoin dominance, guys. So the altcoin moving a little bit further away. Altcoins typically pump about a month after Bitcoin has a pullback. So jump over into the crypto bubbles, give that a refresh, and we'll talk about this. because interestingly enough, I want to show you guys can see the crypto bubbles here. Crow on the daily up 17.6%, XRP 11.3. Look at Bitcoin up 2.9, Ethereum's up 2.3, BNB. So like you can see crypto, XRP 11.3, right? We had moves in crypto. Guys, here's your market open on TradFi today. Dow Jones down about 0.5%, S&P down about 0.4%, NASDAQ down about a little over 0.25%, right? And the 10-year yield moving up to 4.4%. Interestingly enough, Billy, appreciate you, bro, man. Shout out to Crypto Billy, guys. He said, happy birthday, bro. Much love. Sending a $50 super chat, dude. You guys rock. I love this community. But yeah, we're seeing TradFi getting pullbacks here while crypto has continued to pump. And I do believe that we are going to see a new all-time high today. It is very possible, if not probable. So looking at this right now, Bitcoin is sitting at just under $107,500, guys. Up 2.9% on the daily. We got Ethereum up to $4,000, just above it right now, sitting up 2.1%. There we go. Now I can see everything. Perfect. XRP has moved back into the number 3 position, taking it away from Tether. It said, give me that. Yes. At 11.2% to the upside, now in the number 3 position, sitting at $2.64. BNB moving up to number 5 and taking Solana's spot up 3.1%. It's at $734. Solana's at $220, up a modest 1.8% on the daily. Dogecoin up 1.7. Any other big movers here, though? Let's go look and see. Stellar Lumens up 8.1%. That would be because of the XRP move that it had. And then SWE is at number 15, or yes, number 15 with the 1.2% up. Stellar Lumen's taking that number 16 position, moving it out of Polkadot and putting Polkadot down one. So get down there, bro. What else do we have? Any other big movers? Chronos, guys. We talked about Chronos a while back when I was showing that all-time high chart and ones that have not moved. ADA was on that list. Chrono was on that list. XRP was on that list. And guys, Chronos up 16.9% today, sitting at 20 cents right now. If you guys don't know, it is a native token to crypto.com, and it's where a lot of money sits at. So when they're doing these transfers and stuff, it's a lot cheaper, and you get perks for holding that on their blockchain, so in their wallet. So let's go jump into the stock market. Let's talk about that. Yeah, it's getting even worse out there. Now it's over 0.5% for the Dow Jones. The markets are pulling back, likely because tomorrow is FOMC. And because of that, guys, if FOMC, a lot of uncertainty, I think now tomorrow we'll get the pump, but we typically do get a pullback during this window of the FOMC while people just kind of hold their breath, right? The markets hold their breath. So, but Bitcoin continuing to get a little bit of a side movement. It is pulling back a little bit now, but still holding that $107,000 level. We're going to look at that chart here very shortly. Guys, this economic data, and we're going to talk about this because it's a little deceiving. Economic data is deceiving. Shout out to Lewis B. I appreciate you with the happy birthday. $1.99, man. You guys are too much. We got retail sales. It was at 0.5. Consensus and forecast would be 0.5. We did get a revision on it here, but 0.7%. We came in 0.2% higher than what they are, really thought it was going to be, right? So I was reading, I saw, yeah, RMT, Cass and Dot are dead. Meanwhile, I keep making gains on them. It's a thing. It's a thing, man. ETH Classic has been dead for a while, but it's still it still makes gains sometimes. So I don't know. Well, we're going to talk about this retail sales, guys, because the big factor is that retail sales data that came in here this morning being high. There's something that no one's talking about, and we're going to talk about it because I haven't seen it anywhere. Matter of fact, we even got an article on it. But tomorrow, FOMC rate decision, tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, expected to be another 25 basis point rate cut. And then, guys, let's not forget, tomorrow, I got to go in here and select Japan. Get that Japan in here. There we go. Save. And then let's go take a look at this. Right here. Go down. Wednesday, Bank of Japan interest rate decision. This is going to be tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Coast. So obviously, I think Lunar Beaches will be talking about this. I'll make sure that he's aware of it. But 10 p.m. on the East Coast, it's 8 p.m. my time. Bank of Japan is going to be doing theirs. Right now, they're expected to be no change. Looks like March is the next big threat window for a rate hike in Japan. Last time they went up 0.25%. That's what caused the Japan carry trade, the Japanese carry trade, and that still hasn't fully unwound. So another rate hike by 25 basis points would send the rest of the markets reeling off of that. So be aware of that coming tomorrow, guys. I just want to make make sure you guys are tracking. But let's go talk about this retail sales, okay? Because even in the article here, it says retail sales jump on strong auto and internet receipts. U.S. economy stays strong, right? And this is what everyone's talking about this morning. There's no quit in American shoppers. Retail sales rose faster than expected at the start of the holiday shopping season, right? They're saying it's a shopping season. Keep this in mind. Follow me here. Stay with me. Sales at U.S. retailers rose 0.7% last month, the government said. Retail sales represent about 1/3 of all consumer spending and offer clues on the strength of the economy. Oh, it's up. The economy's going good, right? Let's go down here and talk about this, though. If automobiles were omitted, retail sales would have been 0.2%. That would have been under the 0.5% that they had a consensus and forecast on, right? Let's jump over here and talk about this real fast with OC up here. OC, you and I discussed this a little bit before. Everyone wants to talk about how this is a show of strength in the economy. I have a theory that it's not. And you and I discussed, this is for November. It's December now. This is for November. What happened in September, October in the United States, OC?
Oh yeah, I was clueless at that point, but now I do have an answer. It was very sadly a couple of weather interventions, right?
Major hurricanes.
Disasters. Exactly, major
Yeah.
hurricanes, floodings, and many of that stuff, especially Florida.
Yeah. Exactly. And when you have massive hurricanes that hit back to back like that, lots of flooding. We had that. I mean, you saw the flooding that took place in North Carolina and Virginia and Tennessee. Like, it was massive flooding going on. Guys, most of this was because of automobile sales. That's because people got their checks by November, late October, so that they could go buy new cars. If you really take the cars out, we didn't see much of a real kickoff. We saw a 0.2% raise during Black Friday, during November, when you have, holiday shopping, I should say, not Black Friday, holiday shopping. So, a lot of big data today. Good. It looks good. Remember, the traders, the market will trade based on this data. They may not put two and two together, and it may be a while before we hear that in the news side because, everyone wants the economy to be strong, right? But me, I'm a realist, and I know what happened back in September, October. A lot to do with this retail number today. Low unemployment, rising incomes, and record stock market have given consumers the confidence to keep spending. That's fine. Sentiment stay high. I just want that sentiment to be there when it's time for me to exit the market so that I have exit liquidity. And I will make sure that my community's tracking that. That's what I do. Guys, what else do we have here? Let's talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin to hit $180,000 if these cycle top indicators are absent. So I'm sure Pi Cycle's in here. Bitcoin could soar to $180,000 in 2025. A key cycle top indicators remain muted, meaning that they don't happen, right? Siegel outlined a clear 4-year pattern on the Bitcoin price action that he believes has persisted through multiple market cycles. Yeah, it's called the Bitcoin halving cycle, guy. Welcome to the party. Siegel explained that Bitcoin tends to outperform nearly every other asset class for 3 years out of each 4-year halving cycle, followed by a deep correction in the 4th year. That downside, usually between 60 to 80%. Pretty accurate there. Since Bitcoin's most recent halving took place in April 2024, Siegel sees 2024 and 2025 as potentially strong years. That down year typically is the second year after the halving. So the Bitcoin halving occurred in April 2024, strong. 2025, strong. I think 2026, unless something changes, would be a down year. And that's what I'm thinking too. Drawing on historical data, he recalled the smallest trough to peak appreciation of Bitcoin's previous cycles, which was approximately 2,000%. Even if that figure halves to 1,000%, because it keeps getting less and less and less every cycle, right? We know this to be true. We know this to be true. Then that would put us. I'm trying to get my mouse over there. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Trying to move myself up just slightly. There we go. I felt a little shorter than you, OC. Siegel pointed out that Bitcoin could rise from a trough of around $18,000 to a high of 18,000. That would be 1,000%. So I see upside to 180 this cycle, and I think that's likely to happen next year. He emphasized that Bitcoin volatility means the price could overshoot or undershoot that number. You know, hey, $100,000 Bitcoin is what we were told last cycle. Where is that now? And then he said, broke down what he sees as the most important topping signals for traders to watch. The first involves derivatives funding rates. If the annualized cost to hold bullish Bitcoin positions on leveraged markets pushes above 10% for longer than a couple of months, consider that a red flag. Some of those indicators include the funding rates. When the funding rate for Bitcoin exceeds 10% or more than within a couple of months, that tends to be a red light. Second level of unrealized profits on the blockchain is the level of unrealized. The second is the level of unrealized profits on the blockchain, where on-chain analysis can reveal whether market participants' cost basis is so low that significant profit taking might soon occur. We're not seeing scary amounts of unrealized profits yet, he noted. And then he said anecdotal evidence of widespread retail leverage or speculation could also flash warning lights. He explained that if all of these risk indicators were to align at a certain price point, for example, if Bitcoin hit $150,000 and then we had those three levels, the retail speculation, high leverage, everyone's like, everything I throw my money at, it's bullish, it's making it. And then some of the indicators included, the one where he's talking about the 10% of the funding rate higher than 10% for a couple of months. If we get all of that taking place at the same time and Bitcoin is $150,000, then be cautious. However, he said that if the price reached around $180,000 without seeing those signals appear, there might be room for upside. OC, what do you think, man? $180,000 Bitcoin? I call 167. That's where I think we hit. You called 500,000, crazy man. You said those are rookie numbers.
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
So, what do you think? 180,000, easy stretch, light stretch before that run. What do you think?
Absolutely. In fact, I mean, I've also came out clean with that. 200K is going to be one of my first allocation for a major short. I'm not planning to hold that short for long. Still going to be a 1x short. And why do I call it 1x short? Because I cannot short the spot, right? The thing that I want to build up over time, it is a position where I can maybe just hold it for a little bit until I either break a trend line to the upside, which tells me, you know what, you're wrong, and then I can just retrace my money with minimal losses, or start building more structure, right? That tells me, you know what, we could still have a big retracement, and then allocate a little bit more money and even increase my leverage to the downside. I'm not trying to be a bear. I know I keep saying this for over 2 weeks already. But 200K, I think that is a psychological number. That is twice as we have expected on the previous cycle. Right now, we're teasing over, let me just check it out because I was looking at uranium. We are at 107. I think your target are pretty good. And I mean, I do expect a correction this week, or at least this weekend. Don't know how big it's going to be. Still, I'm not that worried. But I said it is in this stretch at 200. And until I don't see a big correction that could be leading to a 30% plus movement, and then a big wave of retracement to the upside, which indicates either ETF or retail coming back in. Oh, yeah. Yes. Until we
New
see
all-time
that,
high.
I will not be calling back for the next target, which is going to be 300, 450, and 500K. So that is the way that I see that. But so far, let's just stick around with 200K. Is a stretch, but a downtrend or a retracement, it is coming.
Well, OC, we just hit a new all-time high. Just got my alert. We are now at a new all-time high, just like the thumbnail said. We said it on the thumbnail. Yeah, new all-time high, guys. Bitcoin at $108,000. We're about to hit it. We're just about to hit it. It's so freaking close. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go jump into this TA chart, OC, and then we have a request for ONDO. So we're going to keep this rapid today as these are moving off. Have ONDO ready to go. I'm going to knock out Bitcoin, and let's just keep on moving through some TA today. Sound good?
Perfect. Let's do that.
Let's do that. Let's do that. All right, guys, taking a look at Bitcoin here right now. Watching closely, I saw this morning that Bitcoin was already, and I do want to check one thing. I want to check and see what the stock market's doing right now. Is it getting a turnaround off of that initial? No, stock market is still not doing great today, guys. It's staying down. So we're getting this pump today without the stock market moving while this is pumping up right now. Guys, we just broke $108,000 Bitcoin, continuing to move up. It does look like we are going to create a divergence here, just so you know, because we are moving down while price is moving up. So there will be a divergence that prints at some point on here, bearish one. But guys, we get those all the time. They do not always play out. Just keep that in mind. Right now, True 7 did peak there. So if we get that divergence, this is one of Alex O Crypto's strategies. He gets a clipping of the True 7 where it does this bright green or a bright red if it was on the bottom side, for example. And if it prints a divergence right after that, then that's when he enters the short. So I will be watching for that because of Alex O Crypto's strategy. But right now, guys, trade volume on the volume matrix here, looking strong. Money flow is green. It is moving to the upside. You can see that right there. So everything is looking decently strong right now, despite the stock market pulling back. I think that we could possibly get a little FOMO pump here and get us close to $110,000 sometime this week, especially with tomorrow's data coming out of the FOMC. I think once it happens and they rip that Band-Aid off again and they go, look, another rate cut, and everybody goes, woo, everything's great. Then we'll see maybe another pump, and that could get us up for a whole nother move to the upside, guys, to 110K this week. Looking at this on the RSI, I'm pretty sure we're pretty hot on the RSI. Not horrible. Well, not horrible. Let me clean off the Mexican spaghetti. Good Lord, look at that. Oh, I'm on a 4 daily over there too. Let me put this on the 4 hour. There we go. And let me get rid of all this Mexican spaghetti over here. Let me clean off OC throwing spaghetti on my plate because he didn't eat all of his. Yeah, on the 4 hour, we're a little red today, guys. We're a little red on here, but you see we can get much higher. We still have a little ways to go. I'm thinking that 109 might be an area that we do pull back here, being that we are way above the daily Bollinger Band and looking red there. But here's what I'm thinking will happen. Let me isolate this over. We have at 106, 106.5, really, we'll call it. That is my 1.382 fib. You can see this was a very critical resistance level. Wicked perfectly onto it, pulled back, fought it here, retest support, and then we bounced off that, right? Here's what I'm thinking that happens. We get up to about 109K. When we go ahead and throw a range zone in here, we're going to get to about 109K, maybe a slight overshoot. But I think that this becomes a little consolidation area. Because, guys, if we did pull back from $109,000 back down there, that's about a 2.23%. And if you look at these pullbacks that we've been getting, they're about that 2 to 3% range over and over and over again. So I think that would actually, yeah, they're all in the 2 to 3% range here. Even down here when we had this one, this pullback here, that was about 2%. This pullback here, from that top to that bottom, that was about 3%, 3.1. So the pullbacks have been very small pullbacks of accumulation. I think that would be key. If we hold the 1382, 106, 500, that would be an accumulation range just to let everything cool off. Because remember, we can trade sideways and all this stuff will start to settle the F down. So guys, watching that closely right now, but that's what I got on Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and jump it over. And I'm going to take a look at the chat while you guys watch OC do ONDO. ONDO coming your way.
Absolutely. I mean, daily has been crazy. I do remember that we were analyzing it back down here a couple of months ago or 1 month ago. Nonetheless, it did break out. Remember, it's not about the breakout, it's about your beautiful retest, and off we go, right? Just so you know, guys, this is something that I might be expecting for Bitcoin in the near future, so just keep that in mind, all right? So far, if you're planning to enter an ONDO, we're seeing absolute retracement and could be an entry for lower time frames. We'll see how low would you need to go to make that work for you, because remember, a daily analysis is not the same as the 4 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 15 minutes. Why? Because of the way it expires, right? And also the targets that we are looking at, that influx directly into the size of your stop loss and, of course, your position. So far, daily still looks pretty strong to me. And we still have this trend line here. I'm going to be trying to ignore a little bit of this weeks at this point and then drag it right down here. There we go. And as you can see right here, we still have room for going downwards, despite we can also be looking at this other trend line that we have from this week to this other week. Let's just leave those lines in place and move down in time frame, right? Let's go to the 4 hour at this point. Let me double click here. And as you can see, we've been solidly bouncing off this trend line, right? It looks to me that, or possibly we are building a bull flag, but because of the structure here and basically just breaking the 50% line in here, I'm not seeing a reaction. I would say that pretty much that pattern would be dead. And the next thing I will be looking for, it is a previous highs along some support and resistances. So let's get started with that one, right? First of all, are we bullish? Yes, absolutely, we're bullish. Do we have any other support and resistances in the meantime? Yes, we do, which is, of course, our trend line here. And also we have this one right down here. Is it bearish? Yes, it is bearish. If you don't know, you can double click on the tool and it will get you to the tool that you're using, Market Dynamics Pro. And this is called liquidity zones right down here, right? Remember, everything, it's a support and a resistance in my charts. So highly bearish doesn't mean that I'm not gonna be bouncing off it, right? It means the bounce for the bulls is gonna be limited fuel, and then through magnetic action, I will get pulled back down into it to start either shifting or consuming that bearishness that I have there. That's why, or that's how I can try to predict or speculate a pattern in here, right? That not only is just part of the reaction of what I'm seeing, but also if we take a look at major structure, we could be making a hit in shoulders, right? So we need to be a little bit worried here. Not just yet. We're not there yet. We can still bounce out of this line, and that absolutely will have to do with your zero line. For that, let me add a line in here. Let me hide these things because they're just in the way. And where's my horizontal line? It is right there. So let's place a horizontal line in here. Let's double click it. Let's also change the coordinates to 0. Click OK. And once again, right click and lock it. So the thing is that I'm going to be expecting a flip of the ribbon here. I will always be expecting a flip of the ribbon at the 0 line, and then just wait for a confirmation candle, right? So far, plan number A, it's going to be somewhere around 189, bounce off with a flip of the ribbon and money flow bouncing back up for an entry for a long position, maybe 1 or 2 candles after this plays out, right? Could it be maybe going into the delta here? Yes, absolutely, and then keep bouncing up. You just need to keep an eye on your oscillator. You don't want to start losing it here while also losing your trend line. That is when you need to start getting worried, because we might have a lower high dead cat bounce or the next shoulder of this possible head and shoulders. Let's just wrap it up very quickly here. Let me start turning on stuff to see if I have anything else. Yes, I do. Look at this predictive range, adding to my area of resistance. So I still need to give it a little time. Am I still bullish? Absolutely. Am I bullish? Absolutely. So I'm going to still waiting for plan A bounce or flip out the ribbon at the 0 line, plan A, and then plan B, continuation to the downside. Let me just wrap it up at the 15 minutes. 15 minutes, we have a constant movement to the downside. Let me clear this up just for no, keep them. All right, perfect. just for the sake of the analysis. And then let me just do what I'm going to be doing here is looking for a structure here. So this is going to be my trend line, easy peasy, right? And the next thing I'm going to be looking at, it is either a sweep of the lows with a bounce, but I don't see a bounce. Look at that next candle right there, and look at my oscillator. So I need to see my oscillator flipping. So I would say that maybe we can have the next movement like this, and then sweep of the lows. And if I see that I start breaking the trend line here, and then I make a higher low, right? Just like I did it here, or just like I did it right here, or just like I did it right here. Well, then I have a double structure, one right here and the other one right there at 194. It's not about the breakout. There we go, bouncing off the resistance order block. It's about the retest, and then off we go. So once I start seeing this structure, I might be able to take a long on the 15 minutes, which is not going to be as long lasting at the 4 hours. All right. So just so you know, the 15 minutes can take maybe a dump, a pump, and another dump before I even see a structure on the 4 hours. All right. So just giving you the heads up in there, and also explaining a little bit on why those timeframes are different. Other than that, I think everything speaks for itself. I also see a big order blocking here, soft one, but still pretty good on what we talked about on this trend line. So other than that, Piper, turning it back to you.
Awesome. ONDO, man. I love my ONDO bag. Guys, we're going to talk about XRP in just a second and the launch of RLUSD. We're going to look at that chart too, but I do want to reset the room. Give a shout out to everybody that's joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, Detroit has entered the building. FD White in the house with us, joining us. Good to see you, man. Ben Redden, shout out to you. Baba Yaz, appreciate everyone dropping in today. Celebrate my birthday with me. I appreciate everyone. Alex L will be here shortly. I'm sure he's over there still live right now watching that Bitcoin chart. But guys, we are doing a giveaway here. Actually, let me come off of this because that's a dark screen there first of all. Billy, you gotta get a content creator screen share version. Like, we need a dark mode on that website, bro. It's a little bright. We are giving away the Billy Goat Tales NFT book 1 through 10. We're going to be giving that away in January. So I want you guys to come over here now on the bright screen. Put your sunglasses on. There you go. This is the Billy Goat Tales Season 1 NFT. You can see here they got 10 books. Cover 1, Strength of the Community. Cover 2, Power of Persistence. The most rarest one, there's only 60 of these made, is number 9. And then number 6 here is, there's only 80 of those. We are giving away the entire set of book 1 through 10 here on Piper Academy. If you were to have done this on your own to get all of these, because when you go into Mint, here, if you have a whitelist, you're eligible for the whitelist sale. If you were a speaker in season 1, that's 20 ADA. But if you're not, it's 20 ADA per. So you look here, when I put this to 1, it's 25 ADA, I should say. Sorry, 25 ADA per NFT. And when you go to mint, if you minted 10 of these, it's randomly selected the 10 that you're going to get. You might get a repeat, so on and so forth. You would have to spend probably close to $1,000, I think was the estimate that they said, in order to get all 10 books. We're giving away all 10 here on the show. We're going to do it New Year's, first week of January, and it's going to be given away to, here's how you're eligible. Either be a YouTube member by clicking that join button below, okay? You can join there, that be an alumni, that gives you an entry. You'll be eligible to win. If you are an upperclassman, and I'm sure Alexandra G's getting ready to drop that link for joining our Discord and doing upperclassmen, which gives you access to the portfolio share, subscription share, trade setups, all kinds of stuff. A weekly TA session where I teach you how to do TA, teach a man to fish, feed him for life type of concept, Q&A, all that good stuff over there. That level will give you 2 entries into the giveaway. And if you are an alumni with a YouTube membership and a Discord member, then you have 3 entries. You're going to get all 10 books. And guys, I'm going to do it. I'm going to throw one of the books in that 1 through 10 that has an Easter egg. And if you don't know what that is, it is a metadata piece in the NFT that makes you eligible for some big things that Billy Goat Tales has coming up in the future. So I'm going to give away one Easter egg in that 10 book set, which are extremely hard to get also. So there you go, book 1 through 10 plus an Easter egg given away to one of our members, guys. And just to help you guys out, Alexandra G, Mod Queen Extraordinaire, just dropped 5 Piper Academy memberships. So shout out to all of the new members that just got those. I appreciate you all. Alexandra G, you are the queen of grace in the space. I'm just put that out there. But yeah, guys, we're going to be doing that giveaway. So I just wanted to put that out there so you guys are aware of it. It's going to be a massive giveaway. Like, this is at least at the 25 ADA per, at least a $250+ giveaway. And then the fact that you didn't have to hunt down the ultra rare number 9, the somewhat rare number 6, and you're going to get an Easter egg. It's a massive, massive giveaway. We're going to give it to you. So you guys are worth it. It took some money, it took some time, and it took some attempts to get a whole set together. But I want you guys to know that I love the entire alumni community. So you guys earned it. You guys deserve it. We're going to do that in January. We're going to kick the year off right. So let's go check out XRP. Let's talk about some levels that I'm watching here and why I think we might have an opportunity for a good long coming, or a short if you want to do a short here. I'm watching this level here on XRP, guys, and XRP got a pretty decent rally coming off here from yesterday. We were in a negative. We're in a negative 3D cloud here. And now we got a little retest here, started a trend line. We broke that trend line there. And now we have started. You see that green right there? That is the start of another green 3D trend cloud, guys. Typically, even if I go back and look at the last time that we fired this off, I mean, it typically leads to upside movement. I think we are going to get that upside movement, but what I think will happen first, you guys see how we tend to come up, and we'll come back and we'll retest at some point very early in, retest those lines of support before another bounce. I'm thinking that what happens is, this. I think we go in here. Let me get rid of the Mexican spaghetti since I just showed you all that mess. I think we get up here to this value area high. That is the pink line right here. Okay. I think we get up to that value area high and that 786 fib. That 786 fib coming in at $2.81. It was our previous rejection that we had right there, right? So what I'm thinking happens is we come up here, we retest, grab that liquidity. Let's go ahead and bring that area up just a little bit because I think it's going to actually break. I think it's going to grab the liquidity above that. That's your zone that I'm watching for on a pullback. During that time, this 3D trend cloud here starts to come up, right? And I think that we at some point pull back down and hit that. Now you can go ahead and watch for it to come down and do, hit it down here sooner. That's fine. But I personally would not want to get into a long on XRP here. I would be waiting for it to come in and then retest that 3D cloud as it's coming up before I get into another long, because then you would be set up for the entire 3D trend movement. And as you guys can see, that can be very profitable even when we go back to previous ones here. That was a pretty decent move from the time that we broke that here. Looking to that upside, that was a 15-16% move there. Here we had one, it came back, retested. That's why I said sometimes I like to wait for that retest. That retest there from that point to the upside, that was another 15% move. So that's what I'm watching for on XRP for that move, guys. And that zone coming in right now, just so you're tracking, is coming in between $2.75 and $2.94. We are looking a little bit overbought here on the oscillator 4-hour also, but volume's good, money flow's good. True 7 looks like it's starting to clip, so keep an eye, watch that zone. We'll look for that retest back into the 3D cloud. If you are in my community, the Piper Academy community, then I will let you know. I'll set an alert once we get a confirmation of rejection of when we are hitting that 3D trend, and I'll let you guys know in the chat. if you have TA Plus, or if you have a Chart Prime Plus, then this indicator, the 3D trend indicator, will be dropping at sometime towards the end of this month. So you guys will have it soon, I promise. But let's go talk about the article that has to do with why XRP is getting its moves. And it has to do with this. XRP price soars after Ripple launches new stablecoin token. XRP, the digital token used on payment platform Ripple, was rising early Tuesday. It comes after Ripple launched a new stablecoin, RLUSD, which could strengthen its role as a central player in the cryptocurrency industry. XRP is up 4.6% over the last 24 hours to $2.71 on Tuesday, according to CoinDesk data. Each RLUSD token is fully backed by the US dollar deposits, US government bonds, and cash equivalents. So, new stablecoin, guys. Said initially that it's going to be launched on Uphold, Bitso, MoonPay, Archax, CoinMina, and additional listing platforms such as Bitstamp, Bullish, Mercado, Zero Hash, and Independent Reserve. When it starts moving over to things like Crypto.com, starts moving over to things like Robinhood, starts moving over to things like Coinbase, then I'll be impressed. But as of right now, that is why XRP is seeing a lot of strength right now. But I do think that we are going to have a better opportunity once it rejects off of this zone, comes into that 3D cloud. That's where I would look for a long entry on XRP. So there you go. There was something funny I saw earlier, by the way, OC. I was looking on X, and Crypto Indio said, I'm getting asked about RLUSD and how high I think it can go. We're in trouble, which is funny because, again, RLUSD, guys, is a stable coin. How high can it go? $1. How low can it go? Well, if it's algorithmic, which it's not, it can go to 0. Ask Terra Luna. So, so that, it's funny though that people are like, RLUSD, how high can this go? It's Ripple's new thing, XRP, right? It's going to go to the moon. No, it's going to go to $1, and hopefully it stays there. So, OC, what do you got for us? You got another token? Let's jump over to your chart and see what else you got for us today, bro.
Absolutely. We'll be following BNB, but here I want to go to a quick scanning here because I've seen, I don't know, things that I don't really like too much, which is there's a range. Of course, we can trade the range, especially in the 15 minutes here. But let's just kind of like go over my assets here. And I want to skip on this same pattern, right? So of course, this is not going to be the same pattern all the way for every single coin, but I want you guys, let's practice that. So for example, there we go. We have the same kind of like pattern here, the same top, the same retracement, and the same ranging here. So why I don't like it is because, yes, we are in an opportunity zone still, but look at that bearish divergence that formed from here to there, and I don't see it playing out just yet. And also we're falling below that 0 line here. So let's just, for the sake of security, just look away on those tokens just for this let's just say week, right? Same pattern, tops, drops, and then the range, bat, same pattern, tops, drops, range, BAT, tops, drops, and not even range. Look at that, and so on and so forth. And let's not make this forever, right? Let's go over Link. At least Link is not doing the same thing that everything is doing, right? It had a top, it drops, and then instead of just not doing anything, it came back up, broke previous highs, right, and then keep moving, and now it's moving into a range. Does it make it more dangerous? Not really, because we're talking about the range being able to break. But what it makes it more safe, I will say that a little bit with more potential. Why is that? Look at your oscillator here. It's different from the other oscillators. Let's take a look at EOS, for example, here. Yes, this is trying to break above in here. Maybe EOS could be a like one exception, but everything else is kind of like a pointing downwards. So until I see it breaking back up and regaining some money flow, I would not be looking at those coins. So let's go back into Link now that we have compared its structure here. And is it pointing downwards? Yes, but look at that. We already have a possible reversal. Usually those reversals comes a little bit after we have a flip of the ribbon, or even at the flip of the ribbon. So what am I going to be looking for here? It is a flip of the ribbon, not losing this area, maybe a sweep of the lows. And for that, I'm going to be going for my support and resistances. There we go. Let's take a look at any other thing that I might have in here. Maybe this area right down here. Let's just mark it. Let's go for anything else. Well, it's just slightly below. Anything else? Well, this line in here, and so on and so forth. I think that will be basically it. And based on what I got now, and let me just clean this up. Perfect. I'm going to be maybe looking for a sweep of the lows here, say for a worst case scenario, and then a possible continuation, because at the end of it all, I'm not going to be losing the dynamic reactor, and I could be making a higher low in here, right? So that's what I'm looking at, Link, different from the rest of the other coins, right? In the best case scenario, we're not going to be losing the 2735 zone, or maybe even the 2690, 2680, and then bouncing up, which is going to be giving us a wide of range, and then a possible breakout, retest, and continuation. So how to play this up? So let's take a look at here. I'm going to also be using my very trusty tool in here, which is there we go, a classical right here on the channel, the regression trend, and I'm going to be looking for not losing this here. If we lose it, which seems like, well, then I'm going to be aiming lower in here with a flip of the ribbon at support, right? That's going to be my entry. So long position, come on. As cheap as I can go, right below here, we want to give it that wiggle room, and then aiming to the previous high, which is going to be the breakout point. So that's going to be maybe my entry point right here at 2512, as I see dynamic reactor pushing upwards, and maybe, hopefully, also holding this line right there. So Link looking good. We still need to wait for development on its structure, but other than that, turn it back to you, Piper.
Awesome. Let's jump over and take a look at Solana. I had a request for that in the chat from Arsayan246. Shout out to you. Warrior 45A8X just asked for Aerodrome. So if you want to pull that up, OC will knock out AERO after I get done with Soul. Yeah, I know. Jessie, she's amazing, isn't she? That is Jessie Galucky. That is the luckiest man alive, just so you guys know. Taking a look here in the on the Soul chart, guys, pulling from this previous peak to the bottom there, the two annotated by the two white circles on the chart there. This is my long-term fibs. Yes, this is a daily chart. We're talking about the top back in 2021, bottom in 2022. And I want to show you guys how these fib levels have played out. Let's bring this back down to a 4-hour. We had a rejection almost perfect at the previous all-time high here. That's the 1-to-1 line, $260. Did create a nice little value area high for us, and we started to pull back after that. Once we got past here about 26 November, we started into a downtrend, 3D trend. It is a bearish pattern, and here's a perfect reverse example of what I was just talking about on XRP, guys. Look at this. And we came down here, we broke it, we came back in, retest, short, retest, short, retest, short, retest, short, big short. Where do we find support? On the 786 at 206.67. Got all of our candle closes above that. Now we pulled back up to the 887 into the 3D cloud, 887 platinum pocket top, pull back again. Look at the oscillator. We have a true 7 that clipped right there. There's a divergence that happened on that candlestick right there. Let me bring that into focus. You'll see this is where that clipped right there. So now we get in this little move up. We do have a downward trend line auto printed by Chart Prime that we just rejected on. I'm watching this candle. What I would like to see happen with Solana at this point is a lot less of the brush marks. Let me take those off. There we go. And then what I would like to see is that we get a break above the trend line, retest it, OC retest, break the 887. Guys, at that point, I have to start watching for the point of control in this quantum reactor. You guys see this multi-time frame toolbox up here that I'm watching? Let me go ahead and make that a little bit bigger so I can show you guys what I'm seeing on here and why I don't think we're quite ready for a long yet. Let me go down here, turn that into a large size. There we go. And this is going to be a little bit bigger. On this, I'm looking at multi-time frame. This is watching the 5-minute, the 15-minute, the 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily for the market multi-time frame prophecy indicator, the quantum indicator, reversal indicators, and the dynamic reactor. And it's all on the 4 hour. I'm watching this, but I can see 5-minute to daily on there. Right now, the market dynamic reactor is all in the red all the way up to the 4-hour. The only one that's green is the daily, just like the quantum reactor. None of it's all gray. That means we're below it. The only one that's green is the daily. I want to see some of these lower time frames start to turn green. And once we start to get greens going on here, oh, well, look, we just got one right there, 5 minute. I want to see these start to turn green on the dynamic reactor and the quantum reactor. That means we're getting above it, and price would be then on lower time frames building up for us to have a higher time frame breakout. Once that happens and I see those start to occur, then I can start looking for some longs on Solana. But as of right now, Solana is in a losing position under the 3D trend, under the dynamic reactor, under the quantum reactor, and pushed down by a diagonal trend to the downside. The first mark would be, again, a break of that trend line. Overall, volume is not bad. If you look here and I zoom this in, you can see that we are getting curvature on money flow coming back in, but it is not quite there yet. Remember, sometimes not having a position is a position, and that's where I am right now with Solana. OC, let's kick it over to you. Let's check out Aerodrome.
Absolutely. Take a look at Aerodrome. It's similarly delicate. So far, we have already double topping here. We have the dead cat bounce coming back down. We are basically looking at a possible neckline here. Oh, come on. Let me just bring this up and with the line. There we go. A possible neckline breakout. But we are also looking at a support zone, which is this huge area of volume. These huge areas of volume, it is actually the deficit, right? So it's not the volume itself, it's just the outcome of that deficit. What it's telling me here is that we have a lot of retail activity. So what could I be expecting on retail activity here would be ranging. So this gives me kind of like a chance not to fall below. But also, I mean, seeing ranging, usually that becomes a Wyckoff flat pause of then further downwards continuation. So I will not be that excited at this point until I start seeing flip of the ribbon. But also, we need to understand at this point, we've been bouncing off the zero line. So just to be sure, and that will be me, and I'll give you also the not having to wait version. Let's do just zero here. I would be waiting for the breakout of that zero line before I start looking for any long entries. But so far, are we on a support? Yes. Do we have confluence? Yes. Can we stand back downward here? Yes. So what could be the no waiting game will be somewhere around here, setting my stop loss right below the next support zone, giving it that wiggle room, and then aiming to the trend line. That is going to be my first resistance. That will be it, because at this point, remember, we're still below the zero line. Is this a risky entry? Absolutely it is. But remember that also this would be just if you don't want to wait and want to take the risk for this trade. Other than that, I would be waiting for the flip of the ribbon, maybe one or two candle continuation. So that will maybe putting me into a late entry, which still doesn't look that bad. But here it is, my analysis. Still not bullish, not bearish, just into a central point of view here, because we are between a bearish structure but into a bullish bouncing zone. So that is going to be, I'm not going to be looking at shorting Aerodrome at this point until or unless we break with strength and then the bounce is going to be below dynamic reactor. In that case, this is going to be my short entry. But other than that, plan A, it's going to be my go-to analysis. Turning it back to you, Piper.
Let's go over here. Let's go over here. Bitcoin is getting rejected in that zone, guys. We are not holding it very well right now. We are down to $106,000. We are seeing some downside move here now after that clipping. However, it will stop us from getting the divergence. One level that I'm watching for here, $102,000. We do have a value area high coming in there. If we lose that, guys, top line here of my anchored VWAP is coming in inside the 3D cloud on top of that, we also have the point of control in there. That's that dash red line running across. There's also a massive amount of confluence here from the quantum reactor and dynamic reactor, all in that range. That's about $99,000 by the time that we get down there. Those are the two levels to watch for support that we have to hold. I am watching though here first though about 105. I don't know that we're going to go too far down here, honestly. This is just that sell-off because again, on the daily stock market here, the current stock market opening, we're down about 50.50, 0.50% to 0.75% across the Dow Jones, S&P, Russell 2K now coming in down about 1%. So we are seeing these down on that. Hold your breath and wait for that FOMC data coming out tomorrow. So we are seeing that now start to play out, but we did hit that all-time high. The thumbnail said new all-time high. It didn't say we can hold a new all-time high. So we're going to be okay. ETH decreased 2% in the last 30 minutes. Jesse just said, yeah, we're going to get a little sell-off today now. It looks like after hitting that all-time high, people taking that profit, all-time high profit taking. No one's ever gone broke doing it. But the levels, again, that I'm watching, 105, 102, and then about $99,000 range there. Would not be a horrible thing to see that. One thing that I do want to point out, let's jump over here. You guys know this chart. You guys know this chart well. This is my entire existence of Bitcoin in a Fib channel, right? And we got something that I've been doing on this, and I got a video coming out about this soon. But what you guys may not have seen so far is this. I have local channels. There's a local Fib channel taking place in this. Let's go ahead and bring it up, and I'll show you where we just got rejected on this chart, guys. You can see perfect rejection on the platinum pocket. Downside on this one coming in at about 100,000 if we were to do it in the next 2 days. But right now, about $99,000 again. So that would be the downside move on this rejection off of that platinum pocket. So a channel within a channel, Fib channels within Fib channels, or as someone said before when I talked about it, it's a Fibception. So there you go. Let's go ahead and jump over to the Duo Cam and let's talk this out, OC. I don't think that we're going to have too much of a pullback. I think this is just following the TradFi market. We just hit a new all-time high like we said we would. I saw it this morning before we ever started. That's why it was on the thumbnail. It's coming. Now it's some profit taking. We know that these whales have been selling every time we hit a new all-time high so that they can take some profits. They usually put that money right back in, guys. That's called the money movers. That's the money makers, the market makers, I should say. And they are the ones that move the markets. They take the profits, they put it back in lower, it creates more liquidity and volume for the next up move. So don't nobody stress it. This is all normal. It's snafu, situation normal, all left up. But guys, if you got any value out of today's show, please smash that like button. Share this with a friend because sharing is caring. And we are trying to grow this channel to be something great. Piper Academy Network has just been on fire with its growth rate, and we are trying to trying to get to that 10,000 mark. Right now we're at I think almost 6,600. We're about to break 6,600. So if you guys are new here, please smash that like button, share it out with a friend. OC, thanks for joining me today, man. Any advice for these people as they see this pullback happen, how to control their emotions? What do you got for them?
Absolutely, guys. As you may know, I'm a very emotional trader. If you don't have a plan for it, if I don't have a plan for it, I just walk away. There's no point to keep suffering over something that you will not be able to control. But before you walk out of it, if you don't want to just walk out of an issue for you, which something feels like, right, walking out in shame, well, then do something about it. And I'm not telling you to buy. I'm not telling you to sell. What you need to do is to come up with a plan, right? So you're ready for when the price gets to the plan point, right? And then you execute your entry or your exit. So go back into your charts, do your support and resistance, do your trend lines, take a look at your oscillator, right? And plan for what is the most possible area to then jump in if you're looking for longs, or jump out if you're looking for shorts, and then just plan ahead. Walk away. Yep. Go touch some grass, go spend time for the family, concentrate on what it is making you money, right? And then just let it run. Exactly. The grass mat there. I love it. I love it. And then,
Awesome.
just come back, set your alert. Yeah, and just come back when it alerts you.
Yep, that's it. That's the way to do it. Guys, we're about to head over. We're actually not redirecting to Randy Hipper today. I love Randy Hipper to death. She is the frat mom. But I see that Coons Trading is still live, so let's go see what he's saying about Elliott waves right now on Bitcoin. He redirected to us the other day, so it's only appropriate. We redirect back to him, guys. That's where we're heading next. We'll catch you guys back here tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Until then, guys, check out the rest of Piper Academy Network throughout the entire day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Trade safe, and as always, use risk management. Later, guys.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels flow low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, former Mexican spaghetti. Yo, crunch crypto with a deep dive to project dime. And if you like the visual powered by Chart Prime, then you will part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels flow low. Sound off to get with them, the ZTS rhythm. Alexandra.